What's going on, everybody? Zach and RJ from MAPerformance, and we'd like to welcome you to episode 2 of the Evo X Build series. In episode 1, you saw us go through a bunch of maintenance items, which isn't super exciting, but it is super important because now we get to have a bunch of fun. You see a lot of boxes here that need to make their way to being installed on this car. So, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started. Air filter passes inspection.
Wow.
Look at that. Pretty sweet.
This whole setup. Hey, look what we got.
Hey, bonus. Free pocket screwdriver with any purchase of an Evo X. It's just funny seeing how crusty
Everything is just like, it's like it's glued together.
Gosh. Again, I don't know if I'm feeling nostalgia or PTSD. Haven't decided. Now you've got the intake. We got the intake and the lower intercooler piping, upper intercooler piping all out of there. Now, probably get factory boost controller out of here.
Yep.
Really anything left that would prevent us from getting to the clutch master back there. Coming right along, eh?
Yep. Trying not to get brake fluid on anything because it is highly corrosive.
Yeah.
And it will destroy your paint.
If you would like to strip the back right corner of your engine bay, this would be a great way to do it. Strip the paint right off that thing.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Just let it rip. Oh, there you have it.
All right, this is a disaster.
All right, what do we want to do with that? It's like that squid from Men in Black when he comes out of the car.
All right, do you want to run and grab some sort of oil bucket situation?
Yeah. Oh. You remember the part I'm talking about with the squid?
I don't think I do, honestly.
Really?
All right, let's swaddle this baby.
Yeah. Put him in a blankie.
Yeah.
This will be our clutch master replacement. Not made of plastic. What do y'all get in the kit besides the thing itself?
So, getting OEM Evo 8.9 clutch master with our bracket that adapts it to the Evo 9 or Evo X firewall and clutch pedal, and then also a replacement stainless line to go from the master to the slave. So we're going to remove the factory line out of the car as well while we're at it. So yeah.
Sweet. Sounds pretty good. It's also always kind of nice to do this if you're going to replace a lot of the, a lot of the hot side parts or intake, all that good stuff, because although it all has to go back together, since you cleared out this whole corner of the engine bay, at least you get to put cool stuff in there instead of the OEM stuff back in. And or if you're doing this after you already replaced all that stuff. So just trying to have a method to the madness, save on any wasted time or rework, stuff like that. The idea is to keep all your fingers after you do this. Hold on. So you need 4 hands really. So if you've got 4 hands, you're in luck. If you don't, you don't need them, but it definitely helps. All right, so as far as installing the new master, a couple things to point out.
Yeah, you're gonna pretty much stick this in the hole, twist it counterclockwise, and
that's what she said.
this is gonna be your set screw to kind of push against the firewall and keep this thing twisted in the right orientation. So
pretty simple.
Yep.
I think in the past, and we've seen some folks grind away some of those rivets that are around the mounting location that are in there. Really not necessary. I guess it's kind of dealer's choice at that point, but we are gonna not do it that way.
Yep.
So if you don't want to drill into your firewall, you don't have to. All right, so you can see the routing there. Obviously, it hooks up to the slave cylinder. Kind of hard to see. Hold on, let me get this. Right there. There she is. And then we tried to follow the factory routing best we could. You can see it underneath all that. Kind of followed the same route. Comes back up towards the rear. and then on to the master.
Just glad we tackled literally the most annoying and least exciting part first. So
yeah, that's the thing. Start with the thing you want to do the least.
yep, then the rest of it's a lot more fun.
I think we're gonna go ahead and tackle the exhaust manifold. Pretty much the entire time we've been doing other things, all of the hardware has been soaking in a whole bunch of penetrating oil, which may be futile and redundant, but we'll see.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to
Kind of see how it goes.
It looks like it'll come apart though.
Yeah.
Just gonna kind of get all of them loose and then go from there.
When the fastener moves the entire car when you take it off, you know it's tight.
Yep.
That's a dead giveaway for you. With a little bit of luck and a healthy amount of penetrating oil, each manifold fastener eventually came off. We also decided to replace all of the headside and manifold to turbo studs with new stuff. It's not something you have to do, but it could save you some headaches down the road. With that done, we're gonna lift this thing up. Since we have the entire front end of the exhaust off, now we figure we might as well just lift it up and take the cap back off.
Yep. Just gonna do front to back and get it done.
Yeah, so get this thing in the air. Good news is after this, we can kind of start the assembly process versus the disassembly process. Extraction, very nice. Look at that stupid thing. Look at that,
Wow.
Just lube them up.
There she be.
Wonder if
Wow, that was easy.
it's weird that we've got some sort of hieroglyphics on the top of the muffler.
From the Egyptians.
So we're gonna run a hood exit on this thing.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well we can get this crap out of our way, I guess.
Yep.
Now with all the factory exhaust components removed, it was time to start installing the new stuff. Starting up front with our MAPerformance downpipe, exhaust manifold, and firewall heat shield, and ending with our full catback.
Tell me how you're not alone, but I need to get the points. And I get back to trying to get up from your civic security. And what you need to do, don't make me get sharing. And I'm tripping from your brothers, but me, I'm just me. It's stuck in a loop, no luck, dead in. I'm in it, I get my table close, right? Till the gas on, burn by the way. I don't know why you delay. Paranoid, I'll never change. Is it just me? Is it everything I'm seeing? Rolling to my surroundings. Is it the product that we breathe? On the average street, like the power spreading, like it's on it. Whoa, this will be the ending. Cemetery, like planes, and my legal make the leaves. Losing track of the hours, nothing was sticking as I beat. My eyes lit up to 9 and 10. Don't you dare challenge me. Now I'm running from my heart. See the public see the beat.
I will say it is a super clean look back here with the new stuff in there. Between the manifold, the heat shield, and then if you can see it, oh yeah. All right, so we got catback done. Now it is time for brakes.
Yep. Get the pads and rotors and lines swapped out, and then finally get the brakes and the clutch master system bled. So, oh yeah,
That is freaking
nice.
beautiful. It's gonna look so good.
yeah, those are gonna look great behind the wheels that we picked out.
Stylish and functional. If this ratchet switches directions on me one more time,
Oh yeah, dude, that thing is a giant piece of junk.
I'm gonna have a BF.
Oh my god.
My goodness.
I have never seen caliper bolts that tight, I don't think.
I wanna say they installed them with one of these on like the max setting. So with these AMS braided lines, it's literally an OEM fit. It's not like a universal brake line that you just have to make work. Like it's got all the factory mounting points and all that good stuff.
Yeah, this is nice to see. At least it just secures the brake line to the strut, so
Yeah.
definitely a very vehicle-specific kit.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets weird if you just throw some universal lines in there, and it's your braking system.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you don't want to jimmy rig that.
Yeah, some of the cheaper ones, I mean, I've seen them fail, so
Yeah. Now this is
not something you want to deal with.
GG's from AMS. Let me just say, these things are gorgeous. So not only will they work well, they look crazy. What more could you ask for? Well, sick. Now that we have all the parts themselves installed, as you see here, now we get to do fluid stuff.
Yay, I love bleeding brakes.
It is our favorite thing ever, especially when you have 2 bleeders per caliper.
Yeah, 2 liters per caliper and the master and slave for the clutch, so
Yeah,
a lot of brake fluid we get to deal with.
Exactly. Do we have a power bleeder?
Great question.
So when it comes to filling the system and bleeding brakes, you're going to want to grab an empty bottle of your favorite soft drink, in this case, Diet Dr. Pepper. If you want to call that your Mitsubishi special tool. Blake breeder. I just said Blake breeder. Brake bleeder. Ready for me to pump it up? My right thigh is going to be huge by the time we're done with this.
All right, can you hold it down now?
RJ didn't think my joke was funny. All right, now with brakes done, we can move on to getting our gauges wired in. This bad boy's right here. Right now we're working on getting the wiring side all plumbed through, the firewall and all that good stuff. We've got a lot of stuff ran interior wise right now. Just getting everything ran through the dash over there, and then the harness for the wideband O2 we ran underneath the carpet and over the tunnel. So getting all that done. And then once we have everything hooked up on the car side, we can plumb it all up into the pillar and into the gauges. All right, we've got boost here and oil pressure all plumbed up, if you can see that. Not really, kind of, sort of. So just kind of tidying things up in this fender well. Do the best you can to tie it to some of the factory stuff going through here behind the fender liner and then into the car there. All right, now with these bad boys installed, time to do some more fun stuff. We got 3-port boost controller from Cobb. Got all of our intercooler piping, intercooler, intake, blow-off valve. Did I say intercooler? I think I said intercooler. Now we can do all that, which honestly is kind of exciting.
Yeah,
We can-
kind of to some fun stuff finally that isn't super tedious.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll look like something, which is always fun. So now we're gonna pop open all these bad boys and get going. That is a wrap on episode 2, and it's starting to look like something, especially in the engine bay. I think this is coming together very nicely, and I will say overall it went relatively smoothly.
Yeah, ran into a few roadblocks along the way, things that didn't want to come apart, etc. But kind of comes with the territory of a car that's, 13 years old at this point, but it was nice to get a lot of the in-depth, dirty, tedious stuff out of the way. Now just getting to more of the fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, especially everything back here.
Yep. being leaned over the fender of the car, doing
Like-
everything on the back of the engine for the turbo. Not exactly the best time in the world, but it's nice to have it all done,
Yeah.
you know, in one go.
Your hamstrings start burning, and
Yep.
when you're leaned over that thing for like 8 hours. But anyway, it's coming together. We've got more exciting stuff on the way for Under the Hood, which you guys will see soon. And now with episode 3 coming up, the work continues, but it's really gonna start coming together. So we're super excited to show that to you guys. If you enjoyed your time here, give us a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one, and keep your eyes on our socials because we're gonna have a ton of updates coming up over the next few weeks. We'll see you in the next one.